Hey guys, happy Thursday. It is almost Friday. Who's on lunch right now? Who's not on lunch and hopping on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I am. I got a special delivery today, which was kind of crazy. At first, they didn't think it was going to be here. They thought they lost it, and I was freaking out, but it came. You guys want to know? Hey Terry, how are you? I'm excited. I've been waiting for it. It's my birthday and Christmas present to myself, so I was excited. All right, I'll show you guys, because it came. Ta-da! Look at that. You can see. Isn't that awesome? My bike finally came. So yes, I'm excited. Very, very, very excited. I'm going to use that first thing tomorrow. Today I ran on the treadmill and hurt my knee. Hey Dan, how are you? Hope retirement's still going good. Busy? All right guys, so I'm not going to keep you on too long. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I kind of wanted to come to you guys about this topic just because it's the new year and it's been brought up a couple times now. Hey Heather, thanks for jumping on. And I know it's a very touchy subject. I know it's a very touchy subject for myself, and I really had to dig deep, especially being married and having kids. It is a lot harder than you would think when you are single, of course. And that is obviously budgeting and money and how money plays into your health and your time and how it can really stress you out and stuff like that. So I understand it. I get it. You know, we all have bills. We all have expenses. We all have money coming in and money coming out. But what I never really understood was when you pair two people up, when my husband and I got together, and you have one person and they are just, you know, no debt, on top of things, just really learning from people that have set a pretty good standard, right? Then you have another person that does not know even how to budget a checkbook, doesn't know, you know, you can't overspend if you don't have it, and the whole credit card debt thing, right? So when you try to combine those two, it's going to be hard to really get it, an understanding of a balance, right? So I know for me, coming into that, it was like, I never had a credit card whatsoever. I had to get my first credit card when I was a teenager and I wanted to buy my first car. And literally, you guys, the guy told me that I had no credit. And bad credit is better than no credit at all. And I was floored. I was completely floored that this guy was suggesting that I went out and I got a credit card and I would build my credit. And I just could not believe that this is the way our society works, right? So I did, went out, got a credit card, paid it off, built up my credit. Perfect credit, right? Hi, Honey, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. And so learning that, I was really, really strict on what I bought and what I did, but only because I had a lot of jobs and I had income coming in. So my outflow to my bills was a lot less than what my inflow was. So what that brings me to is budgeting. Okay, I know it's a scary thought. I know we don't want to do it. I know it's something that some of us have never thought of before. But when we were trying to buy our house almost 8 years ago, that's when it really sunk in. I had quit my job to stay at home with the kids. We were now living off of one income, which was really scary because at the time I was in my job longer and making a little bit more money than my husband. Now, obviously, he makes way more money than me, which I'm not afraid to admit. But so it was scary. So we really had to figure out where we could put our bills. Well, our answer was credit cards, right? Let's just start charging. Who cares? We're just going to charge. We'll pay him off. You know, he's going to work overtime. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great, right? So we kept getting all these credit cards and just charging. Well, that was a huge learning experience for me because when we went to go buy the house, that negative credit from having all this debt was affecting us poorly. back in my early years, when I was told you need to have bad credit or good credit, it was like, wait a minute, I have all these credit cards, I have all this stuff, right? Can't we just charge it? So it was kind of like that reversal role of now what do I do? So we really, really got down and dirty, and I found the Dave Ramsey plan. If you guys are not familiar with Dave Ramsey, please Google him. It definitely changed our life in many ways. And so I had to take the time to dig down deep and really follow his guidelines and, tell my husband, hey, this is something we need to do. Was he on board? Hell no. He was like, I make money. I want to spend it where I want to spend it. And I don't care if we have to put it on credit cards. Obviously, we'll pay it off. And we don't, we can't take this money with us. And so it took a while for him to adjust to really see that if we don't have credit card payments and we don't have debt, number one, we're not leaving that for our kids. We're teaching our kids a different way of life. And number two, that nobody can take our stuff away because it's our stuff, right? And this was a big awakening when my husband, just this last past year, he had some problems with his job, so we lost a huge amount of income. And so knowing that, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? I had to go back to the budget and I had to rearrange where we were spending money. So it's a very simple plan. You have money coming in, you have money going out, you find out where you're overspending and you cut. And I know you don't want to cut, but believe me, once you figure it out and you're strict on that and you have no debt and you start paying things down, more money is going to be coming in. You're going to have less stress and you're going to be able to afford more. I know it's crazy, but just trust me here because I'll explain why. So when that happened, I had to go back to our budget, and the number one thing, obviously, that I cut was, extra activities like date night, going out, eating out, stuff like that. So that had to be cut. Our next thing is obviously our food bill. I sat down and I looked at our food bill and I said, oh my gosh, we're spending this much. We need to cut out, such. Most of it was the junk food. We need to cut out buying the box products, which number one, saved us money, but also number two, helped on our health, which also helped on our stress. So you kind of see where I'm going with this? So that really, really helped. However, cutting the budget, we were really strict. So if we went to the store and we knew we wanted something a little extra, we had to say no. We had to say no. And that was really, really, really positive, even though we didn't want to. And it was a different wording I had to learn because in my head, I kept thinking, oh, I can't afford this. I can't afford this. So it put a really negative effect on the budgeting, our bills, our money coming in. But once I realized, hey, I don't need this, I'll be okay, that changed everything. So knowing that you don't need it, because obviously you can cut it out from your bills or your budget, like let's say you drink a pack of Coke a day, right? You can cut that out and save, $10 a day? Or going through your local drive-through for coffee. A coffee a day is $5 a day? That adds up. So if you can cut that one thing out or at least limit it, you're going to have more money to be able to do the things that you want. So very simple. I have a plan. If you want more information about it, message me. You can direct message me right here in Facebook and just put, I want to know more about budgeting. I also have come up with a couple tips. So number one, this tip right here is really dive down and find out what you want in your life. What is cluttering your life and what is lifting you up, okay? So I know clothes. Do you need to buy $100 pair of jeans? Do you need to own 5 pair of $100 jeans? Do you wear all $500 pair of jeans every week, okay? So what's cluttering your life, okay? Because it does. When you start hoarding stuff, it really starts to clutter your life. So that's tip number one. Get rid of that stuff. Stop buying it. Number two, write down everything that you want to buy, to go, to do what your family wants. You know, maybe it's vacations, maybe it is the $100 jeans, maybe it's a new pair of sneakers, and find out how much it's going to cost and what you need to do to get there. Number 3, this is a big tip, and I know this is going to be harsh. I'm just going to be true to you. If you want something bad enough, you're gonna find a way to get it. So that means maybe you gotta go donate blood. I don't know if they pay for that anymore. I don't donate because I'm afraid of needles. But anyways, you're gonna find a way, right? Maybe you're gonna go have a lemonade stand. Maybe you're gonna do a garage sale and get rid of the 50 pair of jeans you haven't worn in the last 5 years, right? Maybe you're going to go pick up an extra shift somewhere. Maybe you're gonna go, maybe you love working out at the gym but can't afford a monthly income. So maybe they're hiring. So maybe you can work there, extra money, and get free membership while you work out. Okay, find something that you can do to get where you want to afford the things or objects or activities you want to do. Because if there's a will, there's a way. Okay? And number 4, find what it is the worth to you. Because what is, the value for me may be completely different what the value is for you. So something that I value at priceless, you would probably never pay a penny for, right? What I think that is way too expensive and would never purchase it, you may think is priceless and would pay anything for. So you have to realize everybody is different, and that's completely okay. But really sink into yourself and say, what value do I put on this? Do I need to have a higher value on it, or does it need to be lower? And then tip number 5, this is a huge one. This one took me forever to realize, and I do have to give credit to my husband because he actually finally got it to sink into me. I'm a dealer, right? The lower cost is always the better way to go, right? I always thought, hey, if I can find it cheaper, I'm going to do it that way. Well, come to find out, the saying really is true. You pay for what you get. So I have learned, I have bought things that were cheap and they ended up breaking. So I had to buy it again and then it broke. And then I had to fix it and then it broke again. So after spending way more money on this cheap object, I could have bought the higher price object for less. Does that make sense? Okay, so we'll just use ketones, okay, for instance. So we have a ketone that offers $130, right? The other one is $100, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. This one's cheaper. This is the one I'm gonna go with. Perfect. But then you find out that this one has a patent that this one doesn't have in it. This one has had better results than this one. This one is not working. This one is working for everybody. This one is not working for everybody. And so you start using the cheaper one, and what happens? You're not getting results. So then you buy another product to try and fix the cheaper one. Well, then now it's costing the same as this one, and it's still not working. So then you have to buy more food to try and fix the problem. Well, now you're adding on, when all you had to do was buy the price one over here and use that simply, just that one, to get the same results. So do you see how that's working? I didn't realize that until now. So if you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I got a new bike, right? I would love to go to our local spin class. However, I chose to do it at home because it's more flexible on my time and I know I'm going to get it done. Okay? Not going to say I don't have time for it, because if I wanted to make time, I could get my booty down there. But for me, it's a lot easier for me, and I find more value to do it at home. So that being said, I researched a ton of bikes, and there was 2 in the running. The one I got and another one. And the other one was very, very pricey. And then this one was in the middle range. And so I almost went with the more pricier one, knowing that you get what you pay for, right? But there was one feature on the one that I got that just blew me out of the water. And I was like, this is why I'm going with this one. So no, I didn't get the cheap one that was $100 just because I knew I wanted a bike and I wanted to afford $100. No, I went with the more expensive one, knowing that it's gonna be a better product, knowing that the service was going to be better, knowing that all that backed behind it was worth the value I was paying for it. So I hope that kind of makes sense, you guys. And I have a ton more tips on how to budget, how to save on food. If you guys haven't seen yet, I did come out with a budget-friendly keto plan. So if you're interested in that, please direct message me here on Facebook. And then also, I'm excited to start teaching you guys how to budget with the Dave Ramsey plan. I am such a big believer in this. It is amazing. I can give you tons and tons of tips on not only how we paid off all our debts at our last house and how we were able to buy this house, how we have gotten our credit back after having our house short sell. I guess that's how you pronounce it, right? Being short sold and being back in a ton of debt due to our well collapsing and our septic collapsing, and now being back to almost debt free and still being able to do the things we want to do. All right, you guys. So you have to reach out to me. Okay, I can't read your mind. I don't know what's going on if you don't direct message me on here, or you can reach out to me on my email address too. If you want that, just comment below and I will send you my email address. All right? Okay, you guys, you have a wonderful Thursday.